Wirth Watching. 56 years and counting.
I think I mention it every time, but the music just makes me so happy. I feel like I'm at Disneyland or something.
Disneyland?
It's so the serotonin it brings. Welcome, everyone, into Wirth Watching. I'm Sarah Murphy, here with the one and only Craig Wirth himself. Hello, Craig. Good
Hello
evening.
there. How are you? It's great to be on
I'm good.
here
It's
again.
so good to be here, and I'm excited because we're talking about one of my favorite seasons
We're
tonight.
going to talk about the iconic images of fall.
Oh, it's such
and
a
of
good
course,
time.
we're going to look at all those things that fall meant, such as back to school, of course. And you know, this is my first year that I'm not going back to school.
Craig!
Maybe some folks know that I've taught for a number of years at the U of U. I've retired, and I think it's been about 64 years that I've had first day of school. It's going to be weird. But anyway, we're deep into football.
Woo!
And
we're getting there.
We're going to talk about football and, of course, TV and football because, well, they go together.
How can we not talk about it?
How can we not talk about that, particularly since it's right here in the script? So we have to talk about it because it's in the script.
This is why you're so good at what you do. You follow instructions so well.
The other thing is, way back when, people used to go dancing in the ballrooms, and fall was the #1 time people danced, and the #1 place they danced, Salt Air.
Oh, how special.
10,000 people one night were out dancing to Glenn Miller in the Salt Air of Salt Air. And of course, what's the other thing about fall? The State Fair.
I believe it's the State Fair. What a special time.
So let's talk about the State Fair. So that's kind of what we're going to do today, and we're going to have a lot of fun. But you know, we start with that one thing that we never wanted to start with. Going back to school. So the piece I did when I was still teaching, it's kind of a memory for me. The sign says it all. School starts in just a few hours from now. Oh no. Well, believe me, the back to school, oh no, isn't new. Now, I found this advertisement in a 1904 Ogden Standard. Not a happy day, nor for the folks having to shell out $2.50 all the way up to $6 for school suits, although these were guaranteed. It was best said by the old Salt Lake Telegram of 1907, "It's all over now. Vacation ends and schools open again." But you can't avoid it. Yep, time to make the best of it. Okay, it really wasn't that bad. So you went to school with whatever was cool to take with you for recess, and of course your back to school clothes. For some reason, I posed with my big brother on his first day of school. Of course I stayed. He went off to school. Yep, all in his 1950s best. Yeah, that first day of school, we only thought it was us getting ready. How did we know the teacher was getting ready for us?
The vast majority of behavior problems in the classroom involve minor breaches of discipline. These incidents frequently originate in the classroom situation itself and are within the control of the teacher. Disciplinary problems in the classroom are symptoms of underlying weaknesses in total learning situation.
Oh yeah, how did I know that principal back in the 50s and 60s had a film on how to handle a kid like me?
Didn't Mr. Blackwell tell the class to bring gym shoes?
Well, I must have been absent that day.
Absent or not listening very carefully? Alvin, whose job is it to see that you know the rules? Sit down. What could I say? How could I show Alvin his responsibility?
Oh, and how did I know that some classmate of mine, even some friends, were being schooled on how to be hall monitors?
We have hall guards to remind us of our traffic rules in the halls. Our teachers are always glad to answer questions about the rules.
And my goodness, they were taught to hold the line. No exceptions from kids such as me.
Of course, at times, some of us have trouble with the rules.
You have a book out, overdue, and it's already been renewed once. I can't let you take out another until you bring that book back.
Oh, sure you can. Look, I need that book, and this one too, for an assignment. Now just let me take it out, and I'll bring it back next week.
No, I can't. It's the rule.
Yes, it's the rule. Would it be fair to make exceptions and excuse some people from paying fines while making other people pay?
Well, somehow kids got through school back then, and still do.
Imagine having an exceptioner in the library to decide that one person doesn't have to bring books back, but another one does.
Gee, if I only knew it is the anti-Mr. Exceptioner campaign that kept all the hall monitors, library clerks, and principals passionate about following the rule to the letter, I wouldn't have even attempted crossing the line as school started each year.
You know, and it's hard to believe that I've been having first days of school for 60 years now, but I run a tight ship, no discipline problems, because I know all the excuses for not following the rules.
Oh, I love the ending shot with your students. How special was that? How cool. Does it feel weird this year to not go back?
It does feel weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a
Were you a good
change.
student? I bet you were. I know you were.
And I was
Yeah,
going to ask
were.
you, were you the hall monitor or were you the
No,
one getting busted by the hall
I was
monitor, Craig
busted
Wirth?
by the
I
hall-
could have guessed that one.
No, I bet
Yep.
you were.
But look, opposites become such good friends. Look at us, Craig. That's so good for
I
us.
would imagine the principal, if he were alive today, would go, I don't believe this. Shut off the TV, Marge.
Don't tell us. Oh, that was such a special one, Craig. Thank you so much. We got a lot of good stuff to come. We're going to stop for a quick break, though, but we're talking football and TV coming up.
You got it.
Okay, stay tuned. Well, we can't talk fall season about, of course, football. I know baseball is America's favorite pastime, but football's up there too, Craig. We know it.
And here you are in your Aggie blue already.
Yes, a little bit close. Don't mistake it for BYU. It's for USU. Come on.
I know, and you know, in football and TV, because you just sit around, you know, and watch too much. Well, I shouldn't say you watch too much TV.
Not
after
a
all,
thing.
we kind of work for that. No, you should watch far more TV.
Watch as much TV as you
But
can.
you are going to watch a lot of football, and you know, we're one of the places where it all started.
Oh, how cool.
Yeah, let's take a look.
Now in sports, the football scores for today. First in the Skyline Conference, Wyoming 21 and Utah 7. Denver 14, BYU 7. Utah State 22 and Montana State 13.
Of course, football and TV just go together. We were not the first station to ever broadcast football, but as America's 19th station on the air and Utah's first TV station, Channel 4 was a pioneer in live football telecasts. The university and Channel 4 agreed to televise every home game in our first year of 1948. Now this thrilled TV set dealers. Arvax showed this set for $199, so you could be the first on your block to watch those games.
And as advertised, this is that actual set. Now, could you imagine having the entire neighborhood over to watch a football game on this little screen?
Oh, it was so cool. You could see Idaho, the U of U and Arizona, and the big rival, Utah State, all on that little screen. Of course, you could argue the players weren't too big either. The average weight on the team was 189 pounds, and the line had a 200-pound average. Okay, that really isn't an argument on how they fit on a small screen, but what was more fascinating was the newspaper found it more interesting to describe how newfangled TV worked rather than what happened in the game. How quarterback Cannon Parkinson's pass was 1.5 million little electronic elements. How you could see 8 or 9 players at a time, and how a hair-like beam sweeps across your TV set at home. In fact, the Tribune in 1948 showed the TV control room. Apparently that was better than any old game photo. Yes, TV and football did go together. And by the way, this footage is of the Utes from back then, but not from television. You see, we didn't have videotape. And really, in honesty, it probably did not look this good. Oh, but folks loved it. You know, TV, fans, and maybe some chips and a beverage did go together. So much that later Channel 4 started a show with the old Utah coach. I found an audition tape for that sportscast.
This is a crying towel. This is Ray Nagel, head football coach at the University of Utah. And this is last week's score, UCLA 14, Utah 12.
Ray, why did you have Utah punt on first down?
Presenting Football with Ray Nagel, with highlights of last week's University of Utah's football game, up-to-the-minute scouting reports, and the inside story of football at the University of Utah.
Paul James and Coach Ray made sports interactive.
Sam Gallup of Blaine Street in Salt Lake City wants to know, why did you punt on first down last week?
Well, Paul, at the time it seemed like a fine idea. I've slept on it 2 nights now, and I agree with the gentleman. I think he's right. We shouldn't have kicked.
So just remember, thanks to the speed of TV, you've had the illusion of one continuous moving action view, and the ball hasn't even reached the pass receiver. However, you saw it on your 6-inch screen because this is the future. This is 1948.
I will never complain about the size of my TV again. I found myself squinting at the little box, Craig.
Can you imagine that?
No.
And that's what they knew. They were so infatuated by it. And you know the other thing we were infatuated by?
Yeah.
Music, dancing, ballroom dancing, and there was only one place to go do it, and that was Saltaire. Now, have you ever been to a ballroom dance?
I'm like thinking back, I don't think so.
I mean, it must have been something. 10,000 people there one night. That salt air wafting through the place, the music playing. You know, I don't care. Obviously, we have different music today.
Yeah.
Obviously, we have different tastes.
Right.
But that had to have been something.
Oh, we're going to take a look at that after this quick break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We have something really special for you. Craig Wirth is going to give us a dance lesson. I'm kidding. I had to put you on the spot. I wanted
that
to
would
see.
be on the spot. That'd be the end of the program, and it would probably be the end of the monitor.
No, we would.
Oh my gosh, no.
Oh, Craig, no, but you are a little bit of an expert on some dance things, right? That's what we're talking about tonight.
Maybe the history.
There we go.
And that is out at the Great Salt Lake.
Yeah.
There was the original Saltaire. And then there was another Saltaire in about the 20s, built another one, and of course those original ones are gone. But there was something so special. There was a dance floor that held 10,000 people. And there were orchestras that would play, every famous orchestra in America. And you know, people would go out all night long, they would dance. It must have been something to see.
Look, it's hard to believe it was ever here. It's hard to imagine that there was a palace of big bands here. It was the place to dance. It was Saltaire. The place is gone, but almost 20 years ago, I got to talk to those who really knew Saltaire before they passed away. Their stories will always live on. One was a former teenager named Bob Keller.
When you got into the first year of high school, the big thing was to go there on a date. Oh, were you ever ritzy and good if you could go there on a date? You were king for a date.
The late Art Teese was the man behind the music. He booked those nights of magic at Saltaire.
We had such bands as Louis Armstrong was there, Nat King Cole, the Andrews Sisters, Ray Anthony, Eddie Howard.
KDYL is bringing you direct from Saltaire, the West's most beautiful ballroom, the music of Tony Pastor and his orchestra. And now to keep our dancing going, a special request for Blue Moon.
Art paid and the bands played. If you had a band, you just wanted to play Saltaire. Perhaps the biggest night was when Glenn Miller played.
We put a lot of effort into it and refurnished and got the ballroom, which was one of the finest in the country. In fact, it still holds the record for the largest dance crowd ever had in Utah. Glenn Miller played there in the early 40s, and they had over 10,000 people. In fact, a lot of them couldn't even get in.
Indeed, it was when people stayed out all hours of the summer and fall nights, swinging and swaying in the breeze as the bands played on and on. Salt Air was full of music, but some really do feel it was full of magic.
Yeah, I went to listen to Glenn Miller and the Tommy Dorsey brothers, Tom and Jimmy Dorsey, and you dance out there and the pungent aroma of that salt just penetrated the whole thing, but that's all right. The lights went on and they'd come on and oh, what a festive. When you went out there to watch them big band names,
Direct from romantic Salt Air, it's been 30 minutes of dance time with Tony Pastor and his orchestra.
So on a warm fall or summer night of 60 or 70 years ago, oh, there was no better place, no busier place to dance the night away than at the legendary Salt Air.
It seemed like it would never end, but it did.
Oh, I just, seeing the people you spoke to, you can see them speak of like such nostalgia with it, Craig. How cool is that?
Yeah, and I think of all the things where you've recorded or I've recorded first person, these are why you do that.
Yes.
Because those are emotions and passions that a historian can't duplicate. And you had to have been there as a teenager, like he was.
And it's so important. It's memories that my generation and younger, we don't get to have. So to see it like that, how cool was that, Craig? Wonderful job. And we've got more good stuff to come, right? Another good one coming up after the break.
Well, let's take a look at the State Fair. That's something that, again, television kind of introduced some of the stuff, but just think of the State Fair, and it's all part of fall.
We love to talk about it. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
You know, one of the oldest institutions of Utah is the State Fair. Utah was, of course, very agricultural. And what did you do? You brought your crops, you brought your beets, you brought your soups and everything that you made to the State Fair. It was all agriculture, your best sheep, your best whatever you had. And then it grew into something that an urban crowd would do. Now, you've been to state fairs before?
Yes, I did my first Utah one last year. A lot of corn dogs, a lot of corn on the cob. Maybe not soup anymore, but there's a lot of treats there you can find.
Yeah. Well, I probably am not joining you at the corn dog booth.
Dang it, Craig. I'll bring some back for you. Don't worry.
You will. Yeah. So, what do you love about the state fair?
I think it's interesting. It brings so many people together.
Oh, that it does. And let's take a look. It has for years done that.
See, it all started out with a fancy territorial building and a crowd of people. They all came to see the best cattle, swell apples and plums, and who made the best pastries. Then it was even who made the best cigars. Well, the crowds got bigger, and my goodness, they added non-agricultural stuff, fancy cars, and car races. Wow! If you won this race at the fair, you could talk about it for some time. And they did. And then somewhere along the line, they added rides. They were really tamed for kids. That's my brother. I was too small then. And by the time I was big enough, my folks were done shooting film at the fair. One kid was enough, I guess. Now later they made rides designed to scare you and make you sick. And food to even help you get sicker when you rode this thing. Oh, they built the Coliseum then, with folks who jumped in the water and lines of folks who came to watch people jump in the water. It had come a long way from only cows and pigs. Oh, somewhere around ice skating came the future. For the fair was where you could see brand new aluminum doors, and wow, see, our engineers who started Channel 4 really started showing the world TV at the fair. Yep, it was the scientific marvel of the age. And at the fair, you've heard about television. You've talked about television. It's here. It's today's magic word. And folks brought their kids, the talented ones, the babies who became teletots, well, any kid, all to be on TV. For that's what the fair is, the place you go see the future. It seems that folks even forgot that they used to come to the fair to just look at apples. Oh my, I don't believe it. Is this real? See, this is the modern kitchen, and it's on TV, the marvel of the age.
Don't have to be chained to the stove all day. Just set the timer and you're on your way.
It's where you could dream of a world with no scrubbing, no rinsing, no wiping, and a world where you never had to get down on your knees again.
This 1956 Westinghouse is called a stoop saver because, see, all the foods you use the most are up top here.
And they kept adding stuff. The fair was the perfect place for it all. We brought roller derby from the fair. Screaming lines of tweeners brought Britney Spears. Oh, and I remember 20 years ago, they brought gallons of ice cream, the kind you would never eat anywhere, but once a year at the fair.
Bishop's Bash, jalapeno, Rocky Road, chocolate mint, vanilla.
Is there going to be any left when you get through?
Yep, all this, and soft water too.
Hey, Culligan Man!
And to think it all started with apples and some cattle.
I'm concerned. Have you recovered from the jalapeno ice cream yet, Craig? Whoa.
You don't.
I'm feeling adventurous.
Sometimes you don't actually eat the stuff you take out. I know that's a trade secret you should never say, but.
Wow. He revealed it all.
Yeah, revealed it all. All at the State Fair. Those are those home shows, you know,
Yes.
you go and you see the knife guy with all the knives.
and
You see
it's so
the new
impressive.
refrigerator. Oh yeah, it's all part of the fair, but it's all part of fall.
Yes.
And that's why we took a look at fall, schools, football, the fair, and dancing. So with all that, I hope your fall has been wonderful.
You know what? I've always said Utah does fall so well, and you just gave us a little bit of a glimpse, Craig, so thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us, guys. We'll see you back here next time.